Before we get into today's video, we've got a brand new sponsor for the channel. We're back with VR Wave, which offer a wide selection of custom-made prescription lens inserts. And I would highly recommend, whether you wear glasses or not, to get yourself a pair. They offer blue light filters which help combat motion sickness and insomnia. They're really high quality and their customer service is actually some of the best I've ever seen, and that is why they're back as a sponsor on the channel. I have a very nice 5% discount code in the description below. They include lens inserts for the Pimax Crystal and the Quest 3, among others. Go check them out. But now it's time to get into today's video. Hello folks, welcome back to the channel. Today I'm going to showcase the Somnium VR1 mixed reality capabilities. That is the 12 megapixel cameras, there's two of them, and how that's going to transform, literally transform the way you use VR in your flight simulator. Today actually does mark a huge leap in what's available at home in terms of VR technology, and I can't wait to showcase this. So are you ready, folks? At the moment, you can see I'm looking at the Flight Tomahawk. Beautiful aircraft, by the way, a link in the description below. But I can't see my controls. Okay, can't really see it. Well, I can't see anything here. I'm just kind of guessing where things are. And after a while, admittedly, muscle memory does help. However, check this out. Are you ready? Oh yes. That is my actual alpha yoke, my hands, my Bravo throttle quadrant, and even I can see my keyboard. Now, it might not look quite right on the mirror. It's so hard to showcase this correctly, guys. I'm really struggling to get the image anywhere close to what I'm experiencing in the headset. Please bear that in mind. And I'm having to upscale my computer, my display at 4K, both the VR image and the sim, as well as recording and the camera and everything else. So my computer is really working hard to showcase this video today. But it's, in terms of performance, it actually makes no difference. The MR, if you switch it on or off, it makes no difference at all. And by the way, I'm using my shortcuts on the top of the VR1 to switch it on and off. So I'll try and show you some through the lens footage, okay? But if you don't see it, it's because it hasn't really come out that great. Because I'll be showing, just through my phone. But the display quality of the dual 12 megapixel cameras in this thing, even at this prototype stage, is pretty damn good. I mean, it's not, perfect. It's not going to be like looking with your own eyes. You can still tell you're looking through a video pass-through. Yeah, don't be mistaken there. You still can. But the difference here between, say, the Quest 3 pass-through and this is the sharpness. I can read I can even read this. I can read the vertical speed, alt, heading, hold, all of that. And I can read these here as well. The heading, hold, nav, approach. All of those tiny little text there. I can even read my phone, which actually is here. You see, this is my Discord, and I can read that. In fact, Joseph Pont has just mentioned something about the Quest 3. We don't know when the Quest 4 will be released. Don't expect it anytime soon. Quest 3 has very good visuals, even with low res. Okay, get the idea. I can read that, no problems at all. Which is just crazy. And how does it feel? Having my own cockpit inside the aircraft in VR. It is quite mind-blowing, to say the least, because even just take away the control element, see my hands in the cockpit and seeing my hands on the yoke inside this aircraft gives you such a better sense of presence and being inside that aircraft. It's absolutely amazing. So how do you do this? This is the other party piece of the Somnium VR1, and it's unlike any other VR headset. You can do this within the software itself. So, for example, Arta did show me a very clever thing. You can recreate any shape and save it as an OBJ file and then import it straight into the Somnium VR1 software, and it will display your mixed reality, so you have a window into your real world. And I'll just show you now on screen. What he did is ask ChatGPT, I think it is, to recreate a rectangular box and even save it as an OBJ file. So in this case, he's just asked AI to do it for him and then imported that into the sim. That's pretty crazy. However, I'm sure most of you who are thinking about buying a VR1, you're going to want to mask your cockpit. And this is just a rough mask, actually, that we recreated for my DOF Reality H2. I'm still messing around with it, and you can change how big it is, the height, the translation, the rotation. In fact, I'll show you a little bit of a sneaky preview of some of the software with the VR1. There's so many things that you can do. You can add a chroma key, you can add a green screen if you want to, you can see the 3D mesh and all of those things. I wish I could show you that, but at the moment I am in VR and I'm quite limited with what I can show you. But needless to say, the customization options available is absolutely mind-blowing. You can do anything you want. You can even add different colors. You can obviously change the exposure. And please bear in mind, at the moment it's a very dull day outside and my little man cave has terrible lighting. And I must say, the pass-through capabilities of this, it handles low light a lot better than I remember from the XR3. And I don't really want to compare it to the Quest 3. It seems a bit daft because this is a completely different level of high-end, XR immersion. Like, this is the best. It is so far. I mean, I haven't tried the Varia XR4. That is coming pretty much anytime soon. So, right, let me just take away this mixed reality so I can just see the VR image again. And if you're wondering where we are currently at Burning Blue Design Bembridge Aerodrome, which is on the Isle of Wight, and this boasts over 60 custom 3D objects with the usual delights that Burning Blue Design are known for, like animated hangar doors, dynamic people, dynamic traffic, PBR rendering. The whole perimeter of the airfield is littered with POIs as well, and we're going to go for a little bit of a flight, just a bit of a circuit around this area. So first of all, like for instance, I want to see my battery, so I'm just going to turn on the mixed reality now, and there's the battery master. That's my beacon lights. I can read all of this. I can't say that enough, guys. I can read all of the tiny little text. And if, say, you had a chart on your knee, or or you needed like a knee board or something, you could read that as well. I can even see just down there the U-Shake 6 Sim Racing Studio amplifier. It's just amazing, and you can see that I'm wearing slippers today as well. Not very cool. I can even read that Velocity 1 rudder pedals down there. It's just amazing, and once you've experienced pass-through like this, it is very, very hard to go back, because this is the dream. This is what we really want. We want high-resolution VR, but also high-resolution pass-through so we can see all of our controls. This gives you the best of both worlds. Right, mixture fully rich. Throttle is cracked. We're going to go for an engine start here, guys. And I've forgotten something very important. To switch on the fuel. There we go. Try again. And we've got a start. Fantastic. So we'll now put the taxi light on. You can see there, beacon light is already on, mags are at both, mixture fully rich. Right, anyway, let's now find a runway here. And this is something I did not expect to feel. It's not just about seeing your surroundings and seeing your cockpit, but it really does give you a better sense of being inside the cockpit, because you can see yourself sitting inside the cockpit. It's bizarre. It's an incredible feeling. Right, flaps, I can see there. And what we'll do is we'll just backtrack a little bit here. In fact, no, it won't. I think that's enough room to take off. So, here we go. And just so you know as well, that it works perfectly with motion rigs. That stays center, it never moves. No idea how that works, but it just does. We are now airborne. And just seeing my own hands inside the aircraft. I know I keep saying that. That's one thing I didn't even think about, but it's just really amazing. I feel like I could reach out and touch those dials, but then I'm like, oh no, hang on, that's VR. This is real life. That's VR. It's kind of like the lines are blurring, you know, between reality and virtual reality. I'm sorry guys if this is looking a bit choppy on the screen. I don't mean it to. I'm doing my best, and I've got a feeling I'm probably going to be flying like this a lot more often. It's a bit like one of those moments when I tried the motion rig for the first time. It's just something that you really cannot live without once you experience it. And the great thing is you can literally just it can disappear at the push of a button, but I must admit, not seeing it there feels a bit strange. I feel like I just want it there all the time. But say if you want to look outside the aircraft, or if you want to get to some controls underneath where you can't see, then it's only a push of a button away. So this is Bembridge area, Isle of Wight, and it's a new area that Burning Blue Design are focusing on. They do have another airfield coming soon as well for this area called Sandown, and I believe Sandown Holiday Park is part of this package as well. Look at that, it looks absolutely beautiful in this thing. So I've got a lot to tell you about this headset because I've now had it for about a month and a half, and in that time I've learnt what I like and what I don't like, because it's all very well having a headset for a couple of days and, you know, you get reviews on YouTube, but I'm living with this headset, and I'm also providing Arta and the VR engineers essential feedback to make this even better. But there are some things at this point that I need to discuss with you and let you know. So you've either seen that video already or it's coming very, very soon. So rest assured, my full opinion, both the good and bad of this headset, because no headset is perfect, is coming very soon. So now we're on a nice downwind here. This is a beautiful area. Absolutely beautiful area. And I'm really missing seeing my hands. That's a weird thing to say, but there you are. This is incredible. Like, oh my word. I just can't believe that we can do this at home. And I love that, you know, you don't need a green screen. You don't need any fancy technology. This can be done all through the software. The first time I ever experienced something like this was actually at Vario, and I've yearned for this experience ever since, to be able to truly see a high resolution colour pass-through of your controls. It really is. It makes me realise how much I've missed it not having this. Isn't it amazing to think of where technology is going now? This also makes me wonder how many other applications could you use this, regardless of flight simulation. You know, sim racers out there with their favourite wheels. It's just an unbelievable technology. And by the way, can you see the detail here from the Burning Blue Design scenery? Wow, that's the holiday park. Oh, that looks incredibly realistic. They've done a fantastic job here of Bembridge. I've never been here in real life. And I've been to the Isle of Wight, but I haven't been to Bembridge. But this looks absolutely spot on. All the links for this airfield will also be in the description below. So as I'm on short finals here, I'm looking at the runway, but I can see my own hands on my own yoke. And I can't tell you what that does to the immersion as I'm really wrecking this landing here because I'm too busy talking. Sorry guys, there we go. And we'll go back up again. I love how the runway is quite bumpy as well, and you can see the all the slopiness and the, you know, it's not perfectly flat. That's really cool. Yeah, this is one of the big selling points for the Somnium VR1 in my opinion, because even the Via XR4, I don't think it can do this. I don't think you can customize it to have your own mask. I might be wrong, and I'll certainly be asking Vari about this. Keep in mind the VR1 is a completely open sourced headset, so all of the data, the sensors are open to you. So you can do some pretty amazing things with this. You know, I'm just a simple guy. I'm quite happy to have this technology so I can see my controls and perhaps see, you know, information that I might need, like charts and references and things like that. So I've got the ability to see the outside world whilst in VR. That to me is just massive, absolutely a huge deal. But I can imagine, as I say, this could be used for racing sims, for all manner of applications, both training and for the prosumer. And there's no doubt about it, when you see what the VR1 can really do, you start to understand why it's so expensive. Because unfortunately guys, I don't even know how much this particular version of the VR1, I don't know how much it's going to be right now. I wish I could tell you, but at the moment I don't know that information. Only the starting price, because there is different VR1s out there. You can have the sort of base model VR1, which will only have basically those amazing visuals, but you won't have eye tracking, and certainly you won't have mixed reality. Then the next model up is the eye tracking version, and then you have this full, as we call it, bad boy edition, which has the full mixed reality. And if you can afford it, and you are a prosumer that has deep pockets and wants the very best VR and, well, XR immersion, imagine what this would be like in DCS World, for instance. And for all of you cockpit builders out there that want the best of both worlds, you know, the immersion of VR, but having access to all of your knobs and gauges and all those kind of things, then really this is a very strong contender. It looks really weird in this view though, doesn't it? In the outside view. It's kind of cool though, but you can soon take it away like that. So in terms of performance, at the moment I'm getting about 35 to 40 frames per second. But if you think about what I'm doing in terms of recording the MR, my computer, you know, is really working hard here to provide this video. And of course I think at the moment at about 85% resolution with NVIDIA upscaling as well. It's not great performance, but it's not terrible either. One more thing I want to mention actually is that I am using the OpenXR Toolkit eye tracking at the moment, so if you see a bit of jankiness, that's because it's following my eyes, just to give me a little bit more frames back. So yeah, sorry about that. I'm trying to be very, very slow in my moves because I'm using the VR mirror, and it, you know, you get those black bars at the side. Again, I'm not seeing that in the headset, guys, okay? It's really important to understand that what you're seeing on this recording is only just a slight glimpse of what it's really like inside the headset right now. I just can't get enough of this. This is, and to think this works in a motion rig as well. So here we are on short finals again at Bembridge by Burning Blue Design. Epic details here. It's worth noting actually that a lot of Burning Blue Design airports do tank your frame rate a little bit, so this is actually quite a good test. Really super details here. Adam and Mike, you've done it again. Just superb. UK pilots, we are so lucky to have them in our corner because I mean, I often fly around the UK the most. Oh, do you know what? It's a little bit turbulent along that hillside there. There we are, we're down. So really, this is just a bit of a first look video at the mixed reality capabilities of the VR1. And I'm the first to admit, this is all new to me. I don't know much about this, so I need to learn all of the ways in which this can be utilised for flight simulation and perhaps even race simming as well, because if I did have a you know, racing wheel, then I would love to showcase that as well. Might have to just buy one just to showcase it, because I bet that would be amazing for you sim racers out there. So look at this now. In fact, I was too busy talking, I didn't actually put my landing light on, but strobe light is off. We'll just take the mixture back a little bit here. You know, I can use the autopilot as well now, which is fantastic, because otherwise you're, you know, fumbling around, and I can see all my controls here as well, which is so clear, absolutely really clear. So to recap, we have been using the Somnium VR1 with the dual 12 megapixel cameras to produce a customized mask of my DOF Reality H2, in particular the Alpha and Bravo yoke and my keyboard. Now obviously you could really shape this to be perfect, but I really like how I can see my legs and my hands as well, because it makes me feel like I'm actually sat inside this cockpit. Just makes the immersion, I keep saying immersion, but it really is, it makes a difference, a huge difference to how it feels. Thank you so much for watching, as always, I really appreciate it. More of this coming soon, and I'll see you again very soon. Bye bye for now. Oh wow. Amazing. Just look at that. And then just take the mixed reality part off. And then we'll go and find the cafe. And have a bacon butty, I think. Before doing round 2.